I want to talk about why Donald Trump's cosplays as a McDonald's worker and a garbage man work so well. They really resonate because people don't seem to understand that. Like, I see a lot of left-wingers on Twitter being like, oh, well, it's just a stunt, bro. It's just a stunt. It's like, oh, I know. Thanks for pointing that out.
All right.
Really, Donald Trump is not actually working at McDonald's. Shocking. Thank you for the news. I will change my vote.
No, before then, I thought that this was just a really bad turn of luck for him.
Strange career choice, but who am I to judge, right?
And Kamala Harris has never read from a teleprompter.
Yeah. But so I thought we'd talk about this because a recent chain of unforced errors has occurred for this to come up again. So Donald Trump can point out that he is in fact a friend of the working man, and that's a huge part of his appeal. So the other day, Donald Trump was doing a rally. What was he actually doing here? I actually know what he was doing. I can't remember what it was. Where bloody was he? It was just at a rally, right? It was a really big rally for some reason. I can't remember why this rally was bigger than other rallies. But anyway, so he had a comedian called Tony Hinchcliffe on the stage. Now, this comedian is well known for his roasts.
He does a show called Kill Tony. I keep seeing shorts show up of it on YouTube where he's had a guy who does a really great Donald Trump impression.
Yep.
Very funny.
Yep. And so Trump obviously thought, right, he's a funny guy. I'll get him on. And he was doing a bit of a comedy skit to the rally. And he said he made a joke. Right now, I realize that this is going to sound unusual to any progressives who have stumbled onto this video and are like, a comedian making a joke at a political rally? This is unheard of. Well, maybe, but there's a first for everything. And he said, there's a lot going on. I don't know if you know, there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Ha ha ha.
It's a funny joke.
Yeah.
He delivered it a bit better than you.
Yeah, I know, but like it's a joke. Okay, now what? And the funny thing about this is, actually, Puerto Rico does have a massive problem with rubbish. A massive problem. Apparently, its trash problem has been growing for decades. It's got a population of 3.2 million, but the island generates about 3.7 million tons of waste yearly. So each person is producing more than a ton of waste.
So they're outnumbered.
Yeah.
Quite significantly by general
We
tonnage.
need to have waste per capita statistics.
Well, yeah, but and the thing is, there's no recycling infrastructure. The island's landfills are full to overflowing. It's actually a real problem on Puerto Rico, which I assume is what the comedian was talking about. But this caused a backlash, right? People were like, "Oh my God, Donald Trump has called Puerto Rico garbage." Now, he didn't. It was someone at his campaign event, which you could say, okay, maybe he endorsed it. Okay, maybe because he was there. Of course, Trump said, no, I don't agree with that, blah, blah, blah. But
Who cares? It was a funny joke.
Exactly. It's a funny joke. It doesn't matter. But Kamala Harris's campaign has been tanking. And everyone knows it's been tanking. And suddenly they're like, God, yes, I'm grabbing this straw. And by God, am I going to leverage it? This goes on the camel's back with the rest of them, right?
I mean, they did the worst strategy.
Yeah, I know they're terrible, and Trump just keeps racking up wins, and so this for them is great. They were like, brilliant. Trump we've got him now. He's finally screwed up now. We've got Trump, and so Biden, who's still the president, by the way, for anyone who wasn't aware,
you'd forget, wouldn't you?
You absolutely would.
Remind you every so often.
Yeah, it was going quite well, the attacks on the Trump campaign, because I mean, like, what are they going to say? And like, well, it's just a joke, bro. But Biden decided to really step his foot in it and say that, yeah, you know what? They're good, decent, and honorable people, referring to the Puerto Ricans. The only garbage I see out there is his supporters. Oh. So we are allowed to call people garbage. It's just you're in favor of the Puerto Ricans and not in favor of the Trump supporters. Right. After the roaring success of our UK election coverage, we are indeed doing another massive Lotus Eaters live stream to cover the US elections on Tuesday, the 5th of November. We will have a giant roster of guests, both in the studio and remotely via Zoom, and we will be live streaming on Rumble, so we'll be able to say exactly what we think, no holds barred. Do tune in, it's going to be great, and hopefully we'll be ringing in Trump's second term, or perhaps we'll be having a massive meltdown. Who knows what the future holds. See you then. And essentially he frames it as if he thinks that Trump said it, so... And I saw many, many videos of people being like, Trump called Puerto Rican garbage. No, he didn't, but don't worry, it doesn't matter, right? But this then puts the entire Harris campaign on the back foot. because she has to come out and essentially denounce President Biden. Again, I emphasize that he is still the president, for basically getting in the way. Puts her very much on the back foot. She, quote, strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for. Sensible?
No, she did.
No, that was her quote. I mean,
not really, though.
No, obviously not. Obviously not. But they've obviously learned from Hillary Clinton's basket of deplorables that you can't just call all Trump supporters garbage and expect that then they're going to come over to the Democrats. That doesn't work. Shaming the electorate is actually not a good strategy.
She's been going with the negging strategy.
It didn't work.
Failing.
The joy of shaming. We're a campaign of joy.
But this is great because suddenly for the Trump campaign, they thought they had a real good hard line of attack on him. Base Biden comes out and says something really stupid, and suddenly
I miss him. I miss Biden so much.
I know. I wish he'd come forward a bit more. And then suddenly the Kamala campaign, sort of the energy's collapsing, and suddenly they're on the back foot. Oh, no, we're not attacking the American people, honestly. And it's like, yeah, you are. And Biden has to like come out and clarify, be like, oh no, I didn't mean that.
I didn't mean the exact words that I said. I meant something else, I swear.
That's literally what their excuse was. Right. So the White House published a transcript of what he was supposed to have said, which included an apostrophe when it says supporters, support apostrophe S. So the support being the person on the stage is a supporter of Trump.
So
there's a very fine distinction.
So what you had to do as he was speaking it, you had to visualize the apostrophes in your mind as you went through.
There's a very subtle apostrophe there that Biden just missed. And trust us, bro, that's what he meant. He wasn't demonizing Trump supporters.
Does he say they're the only one who are environmentally conscious? They're the only ones who are throwing garbage?
No, he doesn't say that. But he meant that it was Trump himself and the people on the stage who were garbage, which is not a very persuasive walk back.
And then Biden also said, by the looks of what you got here, I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Rico as garbage.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You called the people garbage.
He was angry. He came out and was like, Trump supporters are garbage. I hate them. Hate them all. Hopefully they get chucked into the sea or something.
Also, you expect me to believe that Joe Biden can still read a transcript or a teleprompter?
Oh, I think this has just been written after the fact. I think that Biden was just kind of speaking without that. But anyway, Either way, this attack on Trump didn't work because, of course, they screwed it up. And Trump decided to sort of push the advantage by turning up in a garbage truck, a rubbish truck, as a British person might say.
There's so many great photos from this campaign.
It is. As you can see, Trump gets up in there, and he's just like, yeah, Kamala sucks.
The Democrats have done a very poor job. We're leading in every state. We're leading big, and I think that the comment made by really both of them, because there are really two of them, about being garbage, maybe 250 million people, they shouldn't be talking. That's like deplorable for Hillary. This is the deplorable for Hillary. And I think this is worse, actually. For Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
Yep, I mean, he shouldn't have done it. It was really stupid. And so this was, nice as normal. And, of course, he was up on stage at his rally explaining, wearing the high-vis jacket, right? Now, that would never happen for the Democrats. They would never wear a garbage man's high-vis jacket at a campaign rally like this. Like, it's actually kind of incredible. Like, I hope future historians, like in 1,000 years' time, dig up the ruins of our civilization and find like an SSD card or something. And this video is the thing that's on it, and they're just like, "The hell is happening, man? What is going on?" It's one of those just snapshots from this current time period that if you just took out of context, no one would be able to understand it. I mean, and Trump's, making a joke about it. He's like, well, I wasn't going to wear it, but they said it when he looked thinner, so I wore it. It's just downplayed, very funny, right? And the left was going crazy about this, as you can imagine. They were like, my God, it was just a stunt. Donald Trump is not actually a garbage man. Oh, really?
Donald Trump's not a McDonald's manager. He's not a garbage
He's
man.
Not even a fry
What else
chef.
are you stupid MAGA chuds gonna fall for next time?
Yeah, that's literally it. That's literally, and this article is just summarizing a lot of Twitter chatter about this subject. It's really funny. But then you had people like Brett Favre, who's a former quarterback for the Green Bay Packers NFL team, who says, "Look, I can assure you we're not garbage. How dare you say that?" looking out, I see police officers, teachers, nurses, grandparents, students. I see everyday Americans who make this country great. And what is Trump signaling when he wears this? He is signaling that he respects everyday Americans, right? This is why the Democrats could never do this. And again, leftist media, which I'm going to get rid of this because obviously I'm not subscribing to New Republic. Idiot Trump hits back at Biden's garbage quote with dumbest stunt. You guys seem desperate. You guys seem angry, and it seems like you know you're losing. I mean, this... Well, I'm not going to go into it.
I've seen this woman's articles before, and they all come across like they're just
Furious.
Seething resentment and anger.
It's not even the mask over the crying face. It's just the crying face. But yeah, anyway, so like... She's going on whining about this, and Vivek Ramaswamy did something similar, and she's whining about that too. And it's just like, okay, but don't you understand why people like this? Don't you understand why they did this? I mean, she just calls it, well, they thought it was a clever stunt, but it was stupid. And it's like, okay, but why? Why was it stupid?
Playground insults.
Yeah. No, that's literally where they've arrived at. And there were lots of people who are making great points. Like, I don't know who Eric here is, but I enjoyed his take. He says, it doesn't matter that these are staged. What matters is that no Democrat politician of this generation would look even remotely plausible wearing a safety vest and driving a truck. And everyone knows it. And Trump's invitation to his audience to be in on the joke as he smirks about it confirms to everyone that everyone knows that this is the case. And that's completely true. I mean, like... this was actually a great article where they had to kind of admit that Trump had actually done quite a good job as a McDonald's chef. But look...
I saw the clips. He was actually... It was remarkable that the guy showing him how to use the fry cooker seemed to have no nervousness about him at all. He was just like, just another day at just teaching Donald Trump how to make fries.
Yeah, and he's doing a pretty good job.
And Trump was so thrilled that nobody ever touches the fries before you get them as well.
Well, he's a famous germaphobe, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
So yeah, anyway, like it's this sort of thing. So what is Trump showing us with this? Well, I pointed out on Twitter, look, what he's showing, right? He's not afraid of symbolically shedding his own status and becoming symbolically or temporarily one of the common people because he views them intrinsically as honourable, decent and worthy. This is the opposite to how he views the liberal elite. He views the liberal elite as being perverse, corrupt and cruel. He doesn't like them. They've been horrible to him, whereas regular people have been wonderful to him. So he's happy to take on their trappings and say, no, look, I'm happy to be seen as one of you. I'm happy to dress in what the Democrats would condescend as a low-status piece of garb. I'm happy to be pictured in the McDonald's, in the bloody thing with the...
in the apron.
Apron, yeah, that's it. Like, I don't wear aprons. In the apron, handing out fries. I'm happy for this. They would... bulk at this. They'd be like, oh God, that is so peasant, that's so low status. But what Donald Trump is saying is that the work itself is not intrinsically dishonorable, right? He is saying that what they do is perfectly noble and decent, and it's good that they do it. And this is the thing that is being telegraphed to the average voter. This is why it seems wholesome when Trump is doing this. This is why it matters. This is why when Trump is in the garbage truck, it's nice. It's nice to see someone who doesn't actively hate the working people of the country who make everything run.
But also, he has done a sort of jiu-jitsu move because he has essentially said that I'm not the Democrats and I'm more joyous than you. And you're saying you have a campaign of joy and you're full of resentment and I'm having the time of my life and everyone else is having the time of their lives with me.
Yeah, I mean, he's on stage joking around about wearing the high-vis jacket and the Democrats are just like, no, you're all garbage, we hate you. And it's like, okay, well, and again, you couldn't get better optics. Who's against the liberal elite? Oh, it's definitely only Donald Trump and his supporters. You know, it's definitely not the Democrats. They are the liberal elite. They would never dress like this. They hate you. And ultimately, it's why Rory's Trump 24 shirt works so well. The art of the grill. I have my one that I'll be wearing on election night. So go and get yours. It's only going to be there until the election night. And it just fits so perfectly. He's not a pretentious man. He is actually in a lot of ways, you know, not financially, but in his character, he is just a regular American, and that's what this shows.
Also, I just love that design.
I love it too. Again, like Rory, it wasn't his idea; it was Michael's idea, I think. But like Rory was in the office the other day. He's like, because we were talking about it, it's like, yeah, no, because it really fits. And Rory was just like, yeah, I don't know how it came to him. Michael just chirps on the back. I came up with it. Rory, like, I just hit the ley line of the zeitgeist.
Yep. Came to me in a dream. So
I hope you appreciated that segment from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, and if you want to see what else we're up to, you can follow Bo's series, Epochs. This time he's talking about Pompey and Caesar. I love the ancient history stuff. And if you want to see all the other things that we're putting out, you can always follow us on Twitter, where we post links. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.